The imperative mood in Spanish gives commands, advice, instructions, orders, and invitations by telling someone to do or not to do something. While English maintains a simple mood by using infinitive forms, Spanish has a different system. The imperative only applies to certain pronouns. Tú, usted, ustedes, and nosotros, and in this video, we'll see the forms of each one. Let's begin with the pronoun tú and regular verbs. Here, we use the third-person singular form of the present tense, so this formation is quite simple, as we can see with hablar, comer, and vivir. The imperative uses the present indicative of él and ella and has an exclamation mark for emphasis, but it is not grammatically necessary. Habla, come, vive. Examples can be: habla más despacio, come aquí. At the same time, Spanish has irregular tú commands that we just memorize. Di, say, haz, do or make. Ve, go. Pon, put. Sal, leave. Sé, be. Ten, have. Ven, come. As a note, the word sé can also mean I know, but as a command, it means be. Some examples are: ven aquí, haz la tarea. Now, we can see how to form commands for usted and ustedes. Their forms come from the present subjunctive, which I will show in the next video. For now, we can consider the formation, which is not too difficult. First, begin with the third-person forms of the indicative. Drop the ending and add the opposite endings. Hable, hablen. Coma, coman. Viva, vivan. The endings for usted are basically inverted, using e for ar verbs and a for and ir verbs, so they're the opposite. We say such commands when speaking to formal people, like hable más despacio, coman aquí. Now, let's see commands for nosotros, translating to the English let's. Here, we again use the subjunctive, which means that we use the opposite endings. Hablemos, comamos, vivamos. Some examples are: comamos ahora, hablemos después. As a special case, the verb ir, to go, in the nosotros command uses vamos and not vayamos, which is in the subjunctive form. This is done on purpose because the word replaced the subjunctive form in the mood, meaning let's go. Now, we need to understand what happens when commands are negative. For this pattern, negative commands use the present subjunctive, basically switching the endings. Negative tú commands are no hables, no comas, no vivas. Negative usted and nosotros commands have the same pattern. No hable, no hablen, no hablemos, no comamos ahora. Aside from negation, Spanish can also attach object pronouns to commands. With affirmative commands, direct and indirect pronouns attach directly to the word, like in dime, tell me, cómelo, eat it, escríbelo, write it. In some words, accents are needed to keep the stress on the original syllable. Additionally, it's possible to pair two pronouns in one word, like dámelo, explícaselo. When working with two pronouns, accents are again needed to maintain the stress. However, When negative commands have pronouns, they go before, and they do not attach, like in no me digas, no lo comas, no se lo des. In essence, attaching pronouns to commands is a useful way to speak Spanish, and even so, reflexive verbs follow the same pattern of attaching the pronouns when affirmative and putting them before when negative. Levántate, siéntate. No te levantes, no te sientes. When it comes to reflexive nosotros commands, it's important to drop ese before adding nos, because this way the words sound more uniform. Levantemos plus nos makes levantémonos. Vamos plus nos makes vámonos. At last, it's important to see some spelling rules for stem-changing verbs. For instance, some affirmative to commands keep a stem change, like duerme and piensa. The same is true about subjunctive-based forms for usted and nosotros, even when negative. Duerma, durmamos. Piense, pensemos. Finally, spelling changes also happen in some verbs to maintain the same sound, like in verbs that receive a letter or change one to preserve a consonant sound. Buscar, llegar, empezar. Busque, llegue, empiece. So, this is how the imperative mood fully works in Spanish. Instead of memorizing every concept, we can think of every pronoun based on the mood. Affirmative to commands use the present form of él and ella, and anything else uses the subjunctive. Negative commands also use the subjunctive, and affirmative pronouns attach, but negative ones go before the verb. So, the imperative mood is really a blend of the present tense and the subjunctive, which will be shown in the next videos.